What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wave of the World podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Jacob Bodega, here at the Wave of the World podcast. My podcast is only to serve as entertainment as well as worldly insight into the lives of everyday people, whether they be my guests who I normally have on or celebrities, creating their own narratives. We discuss various topics ranging from current news topics to personal one-on-one interviews with some friends that I find very interesting, and I hope you do too. Everyone has a story, and I am ready to hear yours. Thank y'all for being patient with me. Had a lot of stuff going on, a lot of different moving parts going on throughout this spring season that we're jumping into. But nonetheless, why I got my hoodie on. If you haven't seen my last video, I am Christmas brown now. I've been deemed Christmas brown by my sister, and I'm vibing with it. I told the Patreon people, shout out to the Patreon people, they're getting to watch this episode before anybody else. Like I told them at the end of last episode with Benji, if you haven't listened to that, go check it out too. But told them I was going blonde, and here we are. This is step one. I plan to go a little bit lighter. But yeah, that's where we're at. If you're just listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go check out the YouTube video. I got a lot of funny comments from my friends, keeping me humble. But other than that, let's jump right into today's topic since we got the hair out the way. So I kind of want to preface this topic with a little bit of understanding, if you will. Understand that you don't know the lives of celebrities. Understand that everybody has their own story. Understand that we're all different people, and the only way to really truly reach someone and just accepting them for who they are, regardless if their values or beliefs don't line up with yours. That's why we're all created differently. That's why we have different ways of thinking. 3 plus 3 is 6, but also 4 plus 2 is 6. Like, nobody is arguing with facts. And the fact is that we're all human, but we're all different types of a human. With that being said, I'm going to jump into a hot topic that's being talked about today in today's world. Lil Nas X with his video and his shoes. So he released a raunchy song with a music video called Montero, aka Call Me By Your Name. This is a direct tweet from Lil Nas X. He said, "I hope my haters are sad. I hope they are crying. I want your tears to fill up my Grammy cup." Now, I just want to say this. Y'all are not going to beat this man at the internet. He literally grew up in Twitter era. Now, regardless, obviously, y'all see what I'm on. Like, I believe in God. I believe in the Holy Trinity. If you're here and you didn't know that, I'm sorry. But I don't mean to offend anyone. But at the same time, I know what I believe in, and I stand for what I believe in. But at the same time, I believe that that man has a purpose on this earth. Regardless of whatever he's putting out, we all mess up, we all make mistakes, and we all do dumb stuff. All of us just don't have the same platform to do so. I mess up too. I got this platform. Y'all listen to me all across the country, but I tried to be as transparent with y'all as possible. That's why this episode is being recorded on the same day it's coming out. Sometimes life happens. Anyways, back to Lil Nas X. I see a lot of people condemning him and, talking down on him, like, how could you do this, blah, blah, blah. Which he responded with, when he wrote Old Town Road, he was talking about drinking lean and, various other things, but you let your children listen to it because it was a nice beat, which Chris Rock has a funny stand-up about. I'm pretty sure it's in his stand-up called Kill the Messenger. He talks about females being in a club, and this was back in, the 2000s when rap was wild. Rap was just wild. He talked about uh, the Get Low song by Lil Jon, because he literally says, to the window, to the wall, to the sweat drops off my balls. And that was literally in a rap song, but people were still singing it. And he would, Chris Rock, not Lil Jon, he would say, or he would be in the club and see women just yelling out these lyrics. They know what they're saying. It's clear English what he's saying, and he's not saying it fast to where you can't understand it. Just repeating what he's saying, and every woman would say, "Well, he ain't talking about me." And I feel the same way with Lil Nas X. Like, he's using his platform to get you to talk about him, because all not all news is good news, but all publicity is good publicity. If people are talking about you, whether it's good or bad, they're gonna have to look you up and look at what you've done up until now if they're not familiar with you, or they're gonna have to look at what's going on in the news that you're being talked about now for. Which is why that song is #1 on the Billboard right now. And I haven't listened to it. I haven't seen the music video. I've just seen the shoes, which I don't agree with, and the music video. I've seen snapshots of the music video. What I don't know. It's not for me, and I'm okay with accepting that. But if it offends you, I would say to check your heart posture and see what else offends you, why it offends you, and what you feel you need to do to move on from it. Because it's not like this man putting out a song is affecting your daily life. You know what I mean? Anyways, neither here nor there. That's going to be the title of the episode anyway. Let's jump right into something recently that I learned about from Benji, my last guest. NFT, they're called non-refundable or non-fundable tokens. No, hold on, let me check really quick. NFT stands for non-fungible token, and it's literally like a picture or a video. It's something digital that you can buy, whether it be art, audio, video games, whatever it may be, and you're literally the only person that has that. So I guess it's kind of similar to a piece of art, like a one of a kind, like the Mona Lisa, or the picture of God and Adam touching, or almost touching fingers, like the original painting of it. Similar in thought process. I don't really get it, but nonetheless, the funny story that popped up on my timeline. If y'all haven't heard about the Fyre Festival and the whole Ja Rule scam, this man is trying to sell an NFT, a non-fungible token, of a cheese sandwich tweet. Because everybody that paid money for these, for the Fyre Festival, they were greeted with FEMA tents, and I'll put it down below here. These ungrilled cheese sandwiches, if you will. I know that's a disgusting thing to think about, but just think about 2 pieces of bread, 2 slices of cheese, lettuce, and tomato. And to me, the lettuce and tomato look soggy. I get that everybody needs to make their money, but come on, Ja. I know you can do better than that. And it's selling for $122,000. Somebody please check on Billy McFarland, because I know he is either laughing or trying to capitalize on the situation. Whatever the case may be. Speaking about people capitalizing on their situations, I'm coming back with y'all with the transitions. So, a lot of people, keep up with the Kardashians. I don't really, because I don't really care about celebrities' lives. Like, I got my own to live, like I said last episode. But Kim Kardashian just has been announced by Forbes that she is a billionaire. And she also came out and said that she is the reason that all of her family members will be billionaires as well. Not to knock Kim. She has her KKW Beauty and Skims line. She also she sold a couple shares, or she sold 20% of that beauty line to Cody, which is owned by Rihanna. If it's not owned by Rihanna, she has a lot of high stakes in it. But congratulations to Kim Kardashian, because that's crazy. Because y'all know where she came from. We all know where she came from. Never forget where you came from. But shout out to Kim K for being a billionaire. We're jumping all over the place today. Another thing that I want to preface. Y'all gotta... Sometimes it's okay to be corny. It's okay to be not normal, because I don't feel like most things in life aren't normal, because every situation is different. I don't want to say average. It's okay to be average sometimes. It's okay to, not do things like the basic way, but not try to go like above the top with everything you do. Like sometimes it's just not that serious. And what I am talking about is gender reveals. I feel like gender reveals are becoming extremely dangerous and unnecessary. It used to just be, they would pop the little, I know this motion doesn't look good, but they would pop the little things to release the smoke, or they'd unbox some balloons that would fly off. My brother and my brother played baseball his whole life, so she threw a ball and he hit it. But in my mind, I was just thinking, boy, you better not strike out. Because, whoo! Nonetheless, small things. It doesn't have to be big. Tell me why 2 people were killed in a plane accident in Mexico for a gender reveal. Y'all gotta get it together. I have no idea what's going on. The plane was rented, by the way. The plane took a nosedive towards the water and crashed into a lagoon. The plane performed several stunts and tricks, and the couple was watching from a boat below. Y'all just gotta chill. Y'all really just gotta chill. It is not that serious, I promise. And there's no reason why the plane crashed in the first place. But like I said, y'all just gotta chill. It ain't that serious. Just go to the doctor like normal people. Go get the sonogram. Zoom in. And see if you see a ding-a-ling or a slit. It's that simple. Oh my goodness. Y'all are some wild people out in the world. But I love y'all regardless, Like I said, we all make mistakes. But sometimes you just have to be in the right place at the right time. That couple, or they weren't in the right place or the right time. But a man that was a man that was shopping for an engagement ring for his wife. And just so happened to run into Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq was in the store Zales. I'm sure you all know that company. It's owned by Signet Jewelers. I am not a licensed professional in advising, but one thing that people are doing that I have been seeing, once again, not a licensed professional, this is not financial advice, but I have been seeing people rent engagement rings or wedding rings, and if they like it, they buy it. If not, they can return it and try something else. Just a little tip. Neither here nor there. Back to Shaq. He was in Zales looking for some earrings, and the guy that Shaq was talking to in the store said that the ring was too much for him to buy. and he said he was a young kid and he was hardworking, and he was trying to get the ring put on layaway, and I get it. Like, you want to please your wife. One day I want to do the same thing, but I promise you, your boy ain't going on layaway. But he said, without a doubt, tell your girlfriend I got it. I'll take care of it. And it's just nice to see, people just doing nice things. Like I talk to y'all about all the time. I don't feel like good news gets preached a lot enough. And if it does, it's for a short period of time. Like if there's a 50-minute newscast, probably 5 to 10 minutes of that is going to be good news. And then the other 40 to 45 is just going to be, man shot at Target, or woman robbed, or there was a kidnapping, or there's sex trafficking, whatever is going on. Which I get. It's important to be aware of your surroundings and everything that's going on in the world. Hence, wave of the world. But regardless, good to see some news. And if there's something positive to talk about, I'm always going to give it its light. And yeah, shout out to Shaq. Back to the bad news. Y'all know I still work in the restaurant industry, but I'm in the process of working my way out. Speaking it into existence, because I've only told one other person, y'all need to practice speaking stuff into existence. And I get it, but at the same time, I don't get it. So there was a restaurant in Louisiana. It was a seafood kitchen who called the police because they were a party of 25 refused to split the bill. Now, I know this is this is on a case-by-case basis with restaurants. Like, every restaurant has a different policy. Some of them they automatically charge the 20% gratuity on top of the check, so the server gets taken care of. I get that 100%. Some restaurants, they, depending on what state or what county they're in, they have to charge like liquor tax or different various little like miscellaneous taxes that really just they make you pay for it, so they don't have to pay for it. And it helps them balance out their prices. Like, it's just the cost of the business. And Miss Quandrisha Brinkley, on her 30th birthday, she previously made arrangements about how the payment would be received, but the manager told her that her party needed to have more cash than credit cards. Now, that seems a little sketchy. I would have just booked a reservation somewhere else, but I get it. Even with COVID, 25 is a lot of people, and I don't know how y'all do it. I've been working in a restaurant since I was 17. I can't get 10 people to show up at one place at one time, on time. Forget 25. Y'all are wild. Either way, the staff refused to split their check, and the manager said that they would only be able to take the drinks off the bill. Now, I don't know what the average check is for this restaurant, but I can imagine that 25 people would at least minimum $15 a person. Now, if you want me to do the quick math for you, I'd say 25 people, let's do times 20. $500. That's minimum. I can do a $500 check on 3 people. Promise you. Regardless, the girl made a TikTok, and she made a series of TikToks recapping the whole thing, and it's honestly hilarious. I don't have her TikTok name. I think the videos might have been taken down, but obviously the cops didn't arrest them, but they also didn't release a statement on the whole situation. So I was about to say shout out to restaurants, but no, I just think like the customer is always right. There's a famous quote from Sam Walton, the creator and founder of Walmart, that the customer is the boss. He has the power to fire an associate, a general manager, the CEO, and the COO. And that's the case with every business, because every business is in the business of serving people. Regardless of what you do, you have to provide a service or a product to people. Speaking about services and products, y'all go down to jacobsbodega.com. I am planning next month, not going to tell you when, Patreon people will know ASAP, no Rocky, when I am going to be releasing my new clothing line. I've been working on it for a couple of months. It's going to be a lot of cool things in there. Go check it out. Yeah, shout out to Jacob's Bodega. It's me. Got to self-promote myself any way I can. Nah, me. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. So, this episode is not going to be that long. We only have one more topic to talk about. There's no way that I could have put a transition to this. So, we all know Terry Crews. If you're an Old Spice fan like me, we all remember his whenever they started branding with Terry Crews to do the little pet flex and everything, and then it just got outrageous for a little bit. Kind of like with Doritos. Like Doritos had a good run of Super Bowl commercials, and then they kind of just like fell off. Maybe they made their money, and that's all they expected. But Terry Crews came out in an episode of Running Wild with Bear Grylls. Fantastic show if you haven't watched it. He says he prioritizes his fitness because of his abusive father. He thought that he would have to fight him. He said his experience. It's funny to me. Like the headline is funny to me, but it's also not funny because of the story. He says his experience growing up, his father was abusive. He used to beat his mother, so he just felt that he had to get stronger, and that's why he felt like he had to protect himself. And there's no better motivation in the world than feeling like your back is up against the wall. I was about to take that sentence into a deep, dark place, but I'm trying to be as positive as I can for you. Shout out to Terry Crews. Happy for him. I hope he's that fit when he's 95. And we are going to... Alright. We're about to wrap up the episode. Like I said, it's been a short one, but I've got some stuff to do, but I still wanted to give y'all some quality content. Keep y'all updated on, things going on in the world and with me as well. But this is going to be the music moment, and I always like to take this time. I only want to do it when I'm by myself because it's just a little bit easier. Whenever I have guests, I like to accommodate to the guests and, make sure that their stories are heard and whatever they're getting into is pushed out correctly. But when I'm by myself, I consider myself a connoisseur of music and of Mount Rushmore. So we're going to be doing both today. So the music moment for today, I got 3 new tracks. Well, they're not new, but they're new to you if you haven't heard them. I'm going to be putting a link in the description of YouTube. Can't really do it on Spotify, but I will type out their names and the tracks that I've found these past couple weeks. And this week we're going to do 3 separate artists. The first one, if you're a fan of British and or Jamaican hip-hop and or rap, I don't know how to pronounce this young man's name, so I'm going to spell it. It is Yungnelg. I just assumed that it's young Nnelg, yeah, I'm going to go with young Nnelg, and the song is called Girl by Elique. I'm going to pop the little cover of the song right here. It's kind of like a not like an Afro beat, but more, like I said, more Jamaican rap, or not Jamaican rap. Uh, I think he is Jamaican, and I can see a little bit of British influence, kind of similar to Stormzy, if you're not familiar with him. He was on the number 6 collaboration project by Ed Sheeran. He's got a good song on there as well. But yeah, go check out Girl by Young Nnelg. Number 2, this is going to be a little bit more poppy, and it's going to be a little bit more upbeat. It's called Rollercoaster by Full Crate. And I'll pop the little album art right here. They're a smaller band, but really good song. If you want one of those, just riding down the street. Since we're getting back in the spring, you can roll your windows down, sunglasses on. Yeah, Rollercoaster by Full Crate. And then the last song is going to be called Crazy by Cabu or Cabu. Don't know. Sorry if I'm butchering your name, sir. But this song is more of like a lo-fi, hip-hop, R&B type vibe. And yeah, the first second I heard it, I immediately added it to the playlist. And if y'all like the songs and, want more suggestions from me, hit me in my DMs, Wave of the World Podcast on Instagram or waveoftheworld19@gmail.com. I'm thinking about putting together a couple playlists, for different moods and everything. So if you'd like to, holla at me. Now, for the moment y'all have been waiting for, we are getting into the Mount Rushmore of Marvel characters. Yes, sir. I've been waiting to do this for a while. Thank you to whoever suggested it in my inbox. I should have done this a long time ago. But I wanted to do a little disclaimer. They're only going to be for Marvel movies, because if you go on the Marvel website, there are over 2,600 Marvel characters. I don't have time for that. If you do have time for that, please, I'd love to hear your Mount Rushmore, because you probably have 4 that I have never heard of. But my Mount Rushmore is only going to be from Marvel movies. So, with that being said, number 1, y'all remember back when I was at the other apartment, I used to have Spider-Man hanging in the background. With the background of New York City, number 1 is definitely going to be Spider-Man and will always be Spider-Man. I am a Spider-Man fan. And I know that it's not Marvel, but my favorite Spider-Man is obviously the Miles Morales one. Just because he's half black and half Latino, and he can speak Spanish and English, but he's still Spider-Man? Come on, dog. He was running through New York with the Tims, with the Butters. You don't understand that when superheroes are created and they're like trying to find themselves, like, there is no cooler superhero than Spider-Man. You can't make it make sense. You can't tell me that I'm wrong. Number 2 is going to be Iron Man, solely because the man was dying, and he did die in Endgame. He was dying because of the plate in his heart, and having to change out the cartridges because they were literally eating away at his soul. And then, he gave up his life to save the universe, even though everybody viewed him as egotistical and everything. Number 2 is Iron Man. Number 3, I don't know if you can guess this, but it's going to be Black Panther. Number 3 is Black Panther, solely because the man got comfortable, got kicked off, and then came back with a vengeance. And I know a lot of women were sad when Michael B. Jordan died, but, some sacrifices have to be made. And number 4, just because of WandaVision. Not Vision, but I'm going with Wanda Maximoff, just because I really like her power. I like what she brings to the table. Now, her relationship with Vision, that's a whole separate story. I'm just talking about her solely as a superhero. She is Fyre, and that's why she's on my Mount Rushmore. Let me know in the comments of YouTube and or, on Instagram, blah, 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 what your favorite Marvel characters are. And let me know what you think about the music moment if you listen to the 3 songs that I recommend. Other than that, I've been your host, Jacob Bodega. Thank you for joining me again on another episode of the Wave of the World podcast. If you have any questions, comments, queries, you can email me, waveoftheworld19@gmail.com, slide my DMs on Instagram, Wave of the World Podcast. Also go to jacobsbodega.com, and if you want to join the Patreon, you can do so, patreon.com/Wave of the World. They get access to merchandise early, they get access to the episodes early, and they get sneak peeks. They got my hair dyeing video before anybody else did. And, just little nice things. They also get 50% off all merch. Little things. It's the little things that matter. I love you. I thank you for listening. Go out and be great. Bye-bye.